How's it going, YouTube? PriscoYGO here. I'm very tired, but it's been a while since I've done one of my own deck profiles, and I figured I might as well go ahead and give you one that I've been working on. I've been trying to keep it a secret for a little bit of time. Trying to perfect it and do some things here and there. But this is the most unorthodox Time Thief list that I have got by far. It is Time Thief PK, but I don't know if you can tell just from the angle that the camera's at right here. That's a lot of cards. This is my 60 card Time Thief PK list. And the reason why I feel comfortable running 60 cards in this list is because all of the PK cards, almost all of them are one card starters that can essentially get me into a Dragoon if needed. But I almost always have an extender in my hand, so this deck is just full of 1 and 2 card combos, 3 card combos. And every time I do a test hand, for some reason, I think I've only bricked maybe once or twice out of like 50. I was gonna do more, but I decided to just, throw it together and do the deck profile. There is one preface that I will say before I get into this, and that is there is one card that is needed in here if you want to do a 1 card Dragoon for all of the PK cards. However, I decided not to run it because, like I said, I'll always have an extender in hand, or almost always have an extender in hand, or have a way to get 2 bodies on board, so that worst case scenario, I can get a Dragoon out. The other thing about this deck is that a lot of it is just pure gas, with a whole lot of starters and extenders. So in theory, from what I've been doing is I've been testing, what if I get hand trapped here? What if I get Nibiru here? What if I get an Imperm here or an Ash here? How can I keep playing and how can I keep going? Because we're in that hand trap meta, that hand trap format. I'm trying to see where the weaknesses lie, and I have found a couple. I will point them out. Some of them are very obvious, obviously. But there are times where even through all of that, I can still, at the very fucking minimum, make a Dragoon, which is like the worst case scenario kind of thing. But let's go ahead and get right into it. I've been talking for like 3 minutes already, and kind of made me feel like Team Sam, but just like boring. Let's go ahead and get right into this here. So let's move this out of the way and just get started. So we are playing 3 copies of Time Thief Winder. This is your best boy, your Stratos. You can special summon him by detaching detaching material from a XYZ monster that you control. Sorry, it's very late and I can't even talk. You can special summon him by detaching material from an XYZ monster you control, and when he's summoned, you can actually search for any Time Thief card within the deck. We don't play too many. Next, we are playing 3 copies of Puppy Dog here, / cell phone dog, whatever you want to call him. Regulator. He is your rescue rabbit. You contribute him off while you control no other cards, or no other monsters, sorry. And special summon 2 of your Time Thief cards from the deck. So most of the time, you're summoning one of these bad boys here, and a Winder. Unless you have Winder in hand, then you can go ahead and summon both of these boys, and a Winder as an extender. This one right here is your DD Crow, as well as it can special summon itself from the graveyard by detaching from a XYZ monster you control. And this one, I still don't know what to refer this one as, but pretty much you contribute it during your opponent's battle phase. Next damage you would take, they take instead. Right? So pretty cool. Kind of niche, doesn't come up a lot. But it also acts as an extender where if an XYZ monster leaves the field by a card effect, so if Redoer bounces himself, then this could summon itself out from the grave. Now, obviously, this one has another effect too, where if an XYZ monster is destroyed by battle, it can special summon itself out from the grave. And then if either one of these leave the field after they've met that second summoning mechanic, they get banished instead of going to the graveyard. But we're going to be using them as XYZ materials, so I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. So next, onto the PK stuff. We're playing 3 copies of Phantom Knights of Torn Scales. This card is fucking insane. This card is nuts. I'm so happy that this card came to the TCG because this is a fucking double foolish or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This thing is like a fucking Dark Greffer. Jesus, I had a mind blank for a second. So I'll read it off real quick. So it says that you can discard 1 card and send a Phantom Knights card from your deck to the graveyard. So imagine you send another Phantom Knights card. You discard another Phantom Knights card. You just went like +7. I don't know. I'm not doing the math right now. Except Phantom Knights Torn Scale. And if another Phantom Knights card is in your graveyard, that is in your graveyard is banished while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. So it floats itself back to the field, and it's fucking nuts. And all the PK monsters, all the PK cards, they banish themselves from grave. So this card's nuts. Okay, it's broken. We are playing 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. This one, I guess it's like other normal summon if you happen to open it up with boots here. But this one you can banish it and then add any one the Phantom Knights card. That part is important. The Phantom Knights card from your deck to your hand. So you can search out any of the monsters, Shade Brigandine, and that's about it. So you can't search out Fog Blade and you can't search out Wing. Next, we are playing 3 copies of Silent Boots. I'm sorry I don't have any more of my secrets. Just the one. I bought them while they were cheap, and then I sold them when they were expensive. I kept my commons, and I didn't think I was going to be running 3 in a deck because normally I just run 1. But yeah, I needed 3 more because these are 3 more normal summons, and I'll show you why. If you control a Phantom Knights monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, right? Pretty self-explanatory. It's not only a normal summon, it's also an extender, so that makes it pretty good. On top of that, you can if you banish this card from your graveyard, you can add 1 Phantom Knights spell or trap, meaning you can add Fog Blade or Wing if need be. So this one's pretty good. Next, we are playing 1 copy of Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves. This is another one of the new ones out of Phantom Rage. This one's kind of weird. That's why I'm only playing 1. But it says that if a Phantom Knights monster is special summoned in your field while this card's in your hand, you can special summon it. You can also choose to increase its level by 1, making it a level 4. Also, if this is in the graveyard, you can banish this card from the graveyard, a special summon a Phantom Knights monster from your hand, and then again, you can choose to increase its level by 1. So it has its plays. That's why I only play it at 1. Most of the time, it's not necessary to do the increase of level, but it comes up. Next, we are playing 1 copy of Ragged Gloves. I thought about putting this up to 2, but I don't always need to send another Phantom Knights card to the grave. But when I do, I always just tutor this out anyway. The other thing too is if a Dark XYZ was monster is special summoned with this card as XYZ material, it gains 1,000 attack, which is pretty cool. Next, we are playing 2 copies of Raider's Wing. This is another one of the new Phantom Rage cards. This card is a Winder and a Bezel Ship all in one. On top of that, it doesn't get you a search or anything like that, but it does have another effect where a Dark XYZ monster, if a Dark XYZ monster has this card as material, it can't be targeted. It gains the effect that it can't be targeted by a card effects, or your opponent's card effects, I should say. Next, we're playing 1 copy of Strangleanius, another new Phantom Rage card. This one I'm only playing at 1 because if I need it, I can search it out. If I don't need it, I don't need it. But it's a good extender. You can special summon it as long as you control a Dark Monster, and if you do, you're locked into Dark Monsters for the rest of the turn, which is perfectly fine. On top of that, if you have an XYZ monster that has a Dark XYZ monster as material, you can target 1 Raid Raptor card in your graveyard and special summon it to the field. So this counts as a Raid Raptor card, and so do these because they have Raid Raptors in their names. Mimicry Lanius and Singing Lanius. Now, Mimicry Lanius is just an extender. We're going to search that off of our Force Tricks, and then Mimicry Lanius is a card that we summon off of our Wise Tricks, use it to go into an XYZ monster, and then detach it and then banish it in a separate chain, not all at once. Excuse me, probably gonna cut that. We detach it and then we banish it in a separate chain, not all at once. And we can search out for any Raid Raptor card in our deck. So we can search out Strangulanius. If we didn't search this already, we can search for this. If we don't have this, we can search for that. We can search for the new Counter Trap, which I'm going to get into at some point in this video. And now for the generic extenders, we're playing 3 copies of Parallel Exceed. This card is just nuts. Any deck that I'm playing Time Thief in, besides maybe the Numeron variant, yeah, we're playing this boy in there. And if you don't know what it does, before I start getting into the Reg 3 stuff, Parallel Exceed says that if this card is so if it's special summoned by the effect of Parallel Exceed, its level becomes 4 and its attack and defense become halved, right? So if you link summon a monster, you can special summon this card to a zone that link monster points to. And then after it's special summoned, you can special summon another copy of itself. So you special summon this, right? It becomes level 4. Second effect, special summon another copy. That one also becomes level 4. And it's great. So now for the rank 3 stuff, we are playing 1 copy of Edge and Sabers because we are playing some Dragoon stuff in here, and if we open up with any of those bricks, we want to be able to put them back into the deck so that we can resolve our Verde Anaconda correctly. On top of that, it's level 3, and we can actually put any of our bricks back into the deck with Edge and Sabers by sending it to grave off of Cherubini. Next, CR Carver, just a generic extender. If we special summon to a zone of link monster points to, so with Parallel Exceed, or any of the other extenders that we're playing, as long as this is in hand or graveyard, we can just summon it out. Next, we are playing the Psychic Brothers, Psychic Wielder and Psychic Tracker. Pretty self-explanatory. If you have either of these in your hand while you control a level 3 monster, you can just special summon them to the field for free. Also, this is a tuner, so like if you want to do some help combos in here, you can. Next, going into the hand traps, we are playing 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. That's self-explanatory. 3 copies of Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill, and 3 copies of Nibiru. Again, self-explanatory. I don't think I need to go into too much detail on these. To wrap up the monsters, we are playing the one Vanilla Dark Magician and Vanilla Red Eyes Black Dragon because, you know, Red Eyes Fusion and Red Eyes Dragoon, or Dragoon of Red Eyes, whatever the fuck we're calling it. It's a really good card. For the rest of the spells, we are playing 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone in the main deck. I know, it's technically a brick, so it's not all gas, but we need to have some outs to Mystic Mind, which is starting to see play again. We need to have outs to back row Floodgates, like Imperial Order and Anti-Spell Fragrance and TC Boo, all those other like Floodgate cards that really fuck us up. We need this on the field, as well as like very, very like annoying field spells, Zombie World and all that shit. So yeah. Next up is the very sacky one-ofs. Ready for this? We're playing 1 Nightfall Teleport, or Emergency Teleport. It's in German, so I didn't know the German name for Emergency Teleport is Nightfall Teleport, I guess. I don't know. Called by the Grave, Harpy's Feather Duster, which in the beautiful, beautiful gold rare, it's just, this is beautiful. Also, one thing I want to mention, these gold rares, just shook my desk a little bit. These like new gold rares are very fucking pretty, but like they float to the top more than secret rares do, so it's kind of weird. I always see this card even though it's a one-of. It's great. 1 Reinforcements of the Army, 1 Time Thief Startup, and then 1 Time Thief Hack, and then rounding off the spells with 1 copy of Soul Shave Force. I just want to show this off real quick. This is a little bit of a flex. You see how that says fucking magic card? See if I can get that to focus. No, not gonna focus for me. Whatever. It says magic card on it. This is like 1st edition Legacy of Darkness fucking Reinforcements of the Army. I got it for dirt cheap. Oh, I'm so happy I got that. Anyways, onto the traps. We're playing 2 copies of Phantom Knight's Fogblade and 1 copy of Shade Brigandine. I was opting to play 3 of this at first, but then after some testing, I realized I wasn't running enough hand traps, and 6 is not enough. So I decided to bump up the hand traps to 9, make some other cuts here and there, and leave this at 1. Next, we are playing 1 copy of Phantom Knight's Wing, and then the new Raid Raptor's Phantom Knight's Claw. This counter trap is insane. This is just used for extension. This is just like when a monster effect is activated, detach 1 material from a Dark XYZ monster and negate the activation. And if you do, destroy the card. Then it has a second thing that it can do, but I don't always use it because this is not the main deck it's supposed to be in. And then 1 flyback and 1 retrograde. Flyback is just to be attached to Redoer off of Perpetua, and retrograde use most of the time you're going to search this off of Winder, and this is your out to Dark Ruler no more, so you want to see that as often as possible. So that is it for the main deck. Big ol' 60 cards. One thing I will say, shuffling 60 cards is really fucking annoying, but it is what it is. I'll do some test hands for you later. Now we go on into the extra deck. A whole bunch of 1-ofs. So we are playing 1 copy of Salamangreat Almirage, 1 copy of Cherubini of the Angel of the Burning Abyss, 1 copy of Raid Raptor Wise Tricks, 1 copy of Verde Anaconda, 1 Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche, 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, and that is going to round off our links. For our XYZ monsters, we are playing 1 Phantom Knights Breaksword for going second, as well as comboing off. We do use this in our combo with Rusty, and I might be able to show you that when I go into the combo tutorial. Let's see, 1 Redoer and 1 Perpetua. Best boy right here, you know, Daddy Redoer. And Perpetua is just best girl, that's Bae, so, you know, we have to play them. We are playing 2 copies of Force Tricks, because it's not a hard once per turn, so why the fuck not? 1 Raider's Knight and 1 Arc Rebellion XYZ Dragon for going second. 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity, and then the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon to round off the 15 cards in the extra deck. You can play Zeus in here if you really want, but it's not entirely necessary. For the side deck, we are playing 3 copies of Lancia because this card is just really fucking nuts right now. And with a 60 card deck, playing 9 hand traps, I almost always open up at least 1. Just statistically, I don't know if that's how it always is going to happen, but I want to say, like, out of the 50 test hands that I did, at least like 30 something of them, I did open up at least 1 hand trap. Some of them I opened more, some of them I didn't open any. So 3 copies of Gamma Seal, because why the fuck not? Slap a turtle on that bitch. 1 copy of Dinosaur Pankratops, because going second is just, I don't think I need to explain what this card does, right? That's it for the monsters. We're going to go into spells, and the only spell we're playing is Dark Ruler No More, because this thing is just fucking bonkers. You want to go ahead and out an entire Dragon Link board? Go ahead and do it with this card right here. And next we are playing 3 copies of Evenly Matched. I'd like to call this the Poor Man's Lightning Storm, because it essentially does the same thing, kind of. But a lot of back row decks really fucking hate this card, and it's just insane. And then we're playing 1 Imperial Order for our, I guess, spell-based matchups, and 1 Red Reboot, because fuck back row decks. Alright, so that is it for the side deck and extra deck and main deck. I'm going to go ahead and get into a combo, and give me 1 second. Let me just get the right cards in order, and we'll go from there. Okay, so our first combo I'm going to show you is our 1 card Time Thief Regulator combo. This card's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to show you what it can end on by itself. So we'll go ahead and normal summon our Time Thief Regulator, and then use its effect to tribute it for cost and summon 2 from the deck. I probably should have thought about searching out the other ones beforehand, but it's all good. I'm just not going to shuffle once I'm done. So we'll summon our bezel ship and summon our winder, and then winder's effect will activate, allowing us to search for our trap card. Our retrograde. There we go. So no shuffling. This is in hand. We'll go ahead and overlay those two. Go into our first copy of Force Tricks. Now I'm going to say this right now. Hand traps suck with this one card combo, which is why I say that the rest of the deck needs to be gas. Because if we get stopped anywhere here, we kind of just lose if we don't have a way to extend. So Force Tricks effect will go ahead and detach bezel ship. That's very important. Let me actually move this over here. So we'll detach bezel ship, and we'll search for our Singing Lanius. We'll go ahead, special summon Singing Lanius, special summon bezel ship by detaching. And we'll link off these two to go into Wise Tricks, use Wise Tricks effect to search. Now we're going to special summon our Mimicry Lanius to the field. Now we go ahead and overlay those two. Second copy of Force Tricks. Force Tricks effect, we're going to discard, detach the Mimicry Lanius. I guess it doesn't really matter at this part, but I always just like doing Mimicry Lanius. And here we search for our Raider's Wing. That's going to trigger our Wise Tricks. Remember, this is a mandatory effect. We need to resolve this. Even if we don't have a card in hand in the deck, valid target in deck to search, we do have to set this to the field. All right. So now we have these cards in hand and a rank up Magic Associate Force. Now remember, we're in Nibiru territory already. We've been there. So we want to make sure that we have the out as soon as possible. So activate Associate Force, pay 2,000 life points. We're going to summon this back and rank it up into Cyber Dragon Infinity. Excuse me. Next, we'll go ahead and activate our Raider's Wing, detaching from our Force Tricks here. And we're going to link these two off into our Rusty Bardiche. We'll put it on this side. Into our Rusty Bardiche. This is also engraved. And now we can go ahead and use Rusty's effect. And we can send a copy of Cloak to set a Fog Blade to the field. Then we can go ahead and banish Cloak to add, I guess we can add Silent Boots here. Now we can go ahead and special summon Boots because we have Rusty on the field. Also, we have two choices here. We can banish Mimicry Lanius so that we can search for either of two cards. We can search for either, let me grab both of them here. We can search either for the Phantom Knight's Claw, or we can search for Strangulanius. Now, in terms of what we're trying to end on here, I think Strangulanius is going to be a little bit better. So, right here, I don't think we're going to be going into any other attributes besides what we already have on the field. So we can go ahead and special summon Strangulanius. Strangulanius' effect is you can also use Strangulanius' second effect. Oh, hello hair. Sorry about that. You can use Strangulanius' second effect to special summon a Raid Raptor from Grave because we have Cyber Dragon Infinity, which has Force Tricks as material. So now we can go ahead and summon Singing Lanius out from the graveyard. We can now link off, I guess the better choice is to link off these two. And we'll go into our Verde Anaconda. And then we can go ahead and do this. Overlay those two into Time Thief Redoer. And now we can banish our Silent Boots. Search for our second copy of Phantom Knight's Fogblade. And so we have both of these in hand. Now we can use Verde Anaconda's effect. Okay, 2000. So now this is really like the kind of most fragile part about it is that we are like we're at 2000 life points by the end of this, right? So very glass cannon, but like life points don't fucking matter most of the time anyway. So we'll go ahead and send our Red Eyes Fusion and then send our materials from deck to grave. Special summon our Dragoon. Set these two. Pass turn. All off of one card. Y'all already know what Regulator can do. This is insane. Now, the only thing that's like kind of dead here, right, is our Verde Anaconda. But we can also just use Infinity to suck up Verde Anaconda after we summon Dragoon. And now that weak monster is no longer on board. On top of that, we still don't have a card in hand. Like, we can keep one of these in hand if we want. But why would we give up a negate for another negate? Like, we have the chance to draw cards off of Redoer anyway. And I mean, I don't think we have anything in here that can get us another card, so it is what it is. But that's insane. One card. Just one card. And we still have all these other resources that we can use to just keep going. I'll go ahead and do one more combo, and it's technically a 1.5 card combo. But let me go ahead and just gather all this up, and I'll be with you guys in just a second. Okay, so I went ahead and got the deck all kind of settled, and this is a 1.5 kinda combo, and all it requires is Torn Scales and one card. In this case, preferably another Phantom Knights card. That's just going to gain you more advantage down the line. So we start off by normal summoning our Torn Scales. Now we're going to use Torn Scales effect. We're going to discard our, in this case we have Silent Boots. Now if we get ashed or impermed here, this is why I say it kind of has to be a Phantom Knights card or a decent Phantom Knights card that'll just get you more advantage. It doesn't matter because we got this engraved, right? So now we still have like 3 cards in hand. Go ahead and discard the boots, and now we'll send Ancient Cloak. Right? I'm not gonna bother shuffling up here. We're going to banish Ancient Cloak to grab a second copy of boots, and I'll show you why in just a second. I need to get out of the habit of shuffling in between everything. And then special summon our boots because we control another Phantom Knights monster. And we're gonna link off those two to go into Cherubini. Now Cherubini's effect, we can send Ragged Gloves, or if we open up one of our bricks, we can send one of the we can send Agem Sabers. If we have other extenders in hand, like if we have a Parallelic Seed, we can go ahead and send Sea Archiver. Whatever we need, we send right here. So we'll go ahead and send Ragged Gloves. Now we can banish Ragged Gloves so that we can send our... Where are you? Phantom Knight's Wing to grave. And because Ragged Gloves was banished, we can trigger our Torn Scales in grave and special summon that to the field. Now, banish Gloves, or no, sorry, Wing, to special summon Boots in grave. And now we can go ahead and link off those. Go into our Rusty. And essentially from here, it's just the same steps that we took after the Rusty combo, right? So now we can use Rusty's effect. And let's go ahead and send... I guess we can send that. It's not going to do us much good here. We'll send Stained Greaves to set Fog Blades to the field. And we can go ahead and then banish the Silent Boots in grave. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. To, I guess, add Fog Blade. We can also add Shade Brigadine here. But the reason why I don't want to do that is because I might have fucked up just a little bit. Um, you kind of do need at least one more extender to kind of go full combo here. But at the very least, one card will get you Rusty with double back row. If we had a way to make one more level 3, like that's kind of why I sent this, right? So let's say, before I do anything, right? Let's say this is still in hand and we discarded one of the other cards. So let's just like shuffle up and throw a random card in the graveyard. Whatever, sure. Discard this because I kind of want this engraved anyway. Now we banish our Greaves to summon this from hand, right? Actually, I think that kind of sucks. No, that's fine. That actually works. That works. This works. Because we searched... Yeah, we searched the second copy of Silent Boots. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I had to double check. So we banished this to summon the other boots from hand. Make our Breaksword. Trigger our Rusty to pop our Breaksword. Breaksword goes to grave. And then we can summon these two right back out. Now, we go ahead and overlay those two into our Redoer. Or if we want to go even deeper, we can go into our Force Tricks. Or we can link them off and go into our Verde Anaconda. The thing about this combo is it all depends on what else is in your hand. If you have discard fodder for Dragoon, go ahead and throw it and make your Verde Anaconda. If you have an extender to get into your second Wise Tricks, by all means, second Force Tricks, by all means, go for it. This all depends on what else you have, right? But this is also why I kind of called it a 1.5/2 card combo, because it relies on you having this and one other Phantom Knight card, right? So you discard something else from your hand entirely. Sorry, that's where I fucked up, is you don't discard this. However, discarding this can still gain you more advantage. It's better in terms of what we're trying to do as our end goal. Now, again, very well into Nibiru range here. But that's perfectly fine. Because we can potentially end on 1-2, maybe a Dragoon, and if we have more extension, we can extend into just way more. Alright? So that is going to wrap up the combo tutorials, kind of. And if you guys want to see some test hands, then I might make a video for that, or I might go ahead and I guess start streaming. I've been wanting to stream for the longest, but I haven't had the chance to because of work and other life events happening, plus Thanksgiving was just a couple days ago. But here's something that I kind of want to get into. A little bit of my personal life, if you would say. So I was out of work for a week because I was very sick, and me, my girlfriend, and my daughter were very sick, and we thought we had COVID. So we stayed out of work, and we waited forever for our fucking test results to come. They got to us on a Friday night for some fucking reason. Thursday night. So I wasn't able to get the paperwork that I needed until Friday afternoon in order for me to go back to work. So I went back to work on the following Monday, which was last week. I go to work. I'm there for maybe like 2 or 3 hours, and I feel in a tremendous amount of pain. And I have to leave. I end up going into the ER. Turns out that I had an infected appendix or appendicitis. So I had to have surgery to get that removed. So there you go. I'm out for another week. So it's 2 weeks without a paycheck. So with all that being said, I started putting a lot of my time into building up the Discord that I was in, as well as the dual school. But sad to say, I left the dual school um, because it was causing just way more stress than I actually needed in my life. So I've decided that for now, I guess I'm going to stream because I'm still out of work at least for another few days while I'm healing up from surgery. For a while, I couldn't even get out of bed, which sucked. But um, now I'm able to walk around. I don't need a lot of help getting up anymore. I still have like kind of fresh incision, but it's been about a week since then, and I'm almost ready to start getting the ball rolling again. So in the meantime, just in case I happen to lose my job because of all this, which I don't think I'm gonna, but things happen, so just in case. Once I do, I'm gonna start looking for work, and I'm gonna be streaming at least until streaming almost every day until I find a job. But let's hope for the best, and let's pray that I get to keep my job. In the meantime, if you guys want to support me, subscribing is always nice. I really do appreciate it. Following all my social medias is great. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, and follow or comment down below what your thoughts are. There's also some donation links down below in the description if you want to donate to help me out in these trying times. I know everybody's kind of hurting right now, but there's some bills that I'm skipping out on so that I can pay the rent because the house comes first. So anyways, that's enough about my sappy shit. Like I said, you guys want to donate to me, I'll put all the links down there in the description. But at the very minimum, your viewership and your you guys following these videos is more than enough for me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. My name is PriscoYGO, and go ahead and check out Imperial Gaming. I'll put their links in the description below as well. That's my locals, good friends of mine. Either way, guys, I'll see you guys again in the next one. My name is PriscoYGO. Peace out. Deuces. Also, stay hydrated. Drink some water.